Hello, I am Liora. I'm your host for Ignite Your Soul Purpose Conscious Conversation. And today I have the pleasure of welcoming Andreea Cristina Chis. Andreea, welcome. Nice to see you and meet you and be here. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm honored to be here with you today.
Definitely. So, Andreea is a transformational and fertility coach and also an intuitive. She works through sacred alchemy, and she brings together a background in training and personal development over 15 years. And she has a strong intuitive side that has been gained through over a decade of studying different traditions and healing techniques and spiritual paths as well. She leads a series of circles, workshops, and retreats in Romania, Germany, Switzerland, Ireland, Croatia, France, and Sardinia, amongst other countries. She's a writer, she's a speaker, and she's the main organizer of a conference, The Power of the Imperfect Feminine. Her mission is to support transformation, empowerment, and bring clarity and encourage a return to one's essence and source. And today's conscious conversation is all going to be around healing through returning to love. So, Andreea, if you could tell the audience a little bit about your journey into stepping into your soul purpose, because it would be great for the audience to get to know you a little bit as well.
Sure. Thank you so much for the presentation. I always hope I'm standing up to it.
Definitely.
If we talk about my own journey, it starts also with my human side, right? Of being a normal woman here on the earth, having normal challenges that should not be always that normal, right? Like my journey starts with my background in coaching, of course, but also my personal life, uh, in which I had to experience different events or go through different traumas, even abuse in different ways. And basically, my journey started with my own healing, right? With my own return into my own self and return back into love. And from there, further towards the people that I have the pleasure and the honor to work and guide.
Fantastic. That's beautiful. And I know that you've done a lot of work working with different traditions, so especially in the jungle as well. So if you can tell the audience a little bit about that as well.
Yes, sure. So basically, from let's call it normal training career, right? I used to facilitate trainings and workshops, mostly for corporate for a period of time. And that was beneficial because it brought me closer and closer to my own self and to develop more and more with every new workshop and event that I would offer to the others, right? And at a certain moment, it brought me even deeper. And here is where I embrace also the spiritual side, which was all along with me, but it was not incorporated as much in my work or in the things that I was offering towards the world. And it started with a journey in South America, in the Amazon, where I stood for 3 weeks at a time, more or less 3 weeks, with an indigenous small community. What? Yeah, it was an experience in itself because you have to imagine that this culture, as many others, was totally different than what I experienced up to that point. Even the fact that it was a retreat in itself, like the community was 8 hours by boat from the nearest city, and there was no telephone coverage, and no internet. Even if you had money, there was nothing to buy with the money, and there was no electricity, nothing that you would call a modern world, which basically invited me at the time to go back within, to go inside of myself and to discover myself outside of the conditioning or outside of identifying myself through my work or through my relations or even through the society that I knew until that point. And of course, there I learned with from the natives, and um, mostly brought me deeper into connection with nature and with my own self. And it's true, after I came back from the jungle, I felt that was so beneficial for me that in a way I wanted everyone to experience at least once, and to come back into our own nature, right? Because that's where the magic starts.
Definitely. And then after you came back from your journey into the jungle, which pushed you basically to come back to yourself, it sounds like. Was it a catalyst that pushed you to do what you do now? Which also, if you can let the audience know what you specialize in right now.
Yes, definitely. Definitely, it was a catalyst. I felt this deep calling that this is my mission, to support people come back to their own nature and to their own self. And I started with the tools that I had back then, and it carried on. It carried on because then it followed a second journey in South America, and then it followed other medicines, getting in contact with other native traditions. And yeah, it still develops. It still develops. And I hope, and this is my understanding and my trust, that with every new layer, it's basically a layer inwards as well, like reconnecting and going deeper into that nature, into that connection with the divinity that we all carry.
Definitely. And I would love to hear in a little bit, especially with traditions that you've learned, how they use love usually for healing. But before we get to that, I just want to get a little understanding from your perspective and what you've observed, not only with traditions, but also your clients. What is love? How would you define love at its pure essence?
Oh, wow. I love this question. Well, through my own understanding, love is everything that is, right? Everything can be reduced to love. There are so many things happening in the name of love or because of love. No matter if the events are necessarily happy or not, right? Love, sometimes we blame love for lots of things that are going on in our life. And even for, let's call it impulsive decisions in the moment, they can all be taken under the name of love. And coming back to the traditions, yes, I think love is one aspect that is in common in all the traditions. Every single time when I got the honor, and I'm super grateful for that, to meet lots of medicine men and women around the path, both in a traditional way and in a more modern way, so to call it. And I feel that every single one of them was served by this love from within, from the love to serve divinity and humanity, right? And I think that is one of the most precious gifts that we can offer to ourselves and the world when we do things in the name of love. Hopefully in alignment and integrity
Mhm.
with all that we are.
Definitely. And what would it look like to heal through love? How can that the power of love can heal? And I don't know if you have maybe examples in your practice of, how you're able to use love, that power to heal people, and maybe the practice that you use as well.
Yes, sure. So let's see. First of all these experiences that we go through, they leave a mark, they leave an imprint on our field or on our energy. And it goes really deep. I mean, it can go deeper towards the cellular level, right? And basically, it embodies all parts of ourselves. Even if we are only one person, right? We can identify at least four aspects. And one of them is our mental body, what we think about certain things. One of them is the emotional body, basically, like it's composed of all the emotions we feel, right? Then we have an energetic body, which we train in meditation and so on. And we also have a physical body. right? The physical body is the most easier to identify because we go in front of the mirror and you are going to see it. Now, what happens is that during an experience, what we feel, what we understand through that experience, what rises inside of ourselves, our physical reactions, and so on and so forward, story this memory, right? So every memory of everything that ever happened to us, to our ancestors, and even sometimes it can go deep as the soul level, is stuck inside of our body.
Okay.
And in this way of healing, we go first of all towards the physical body. There are other ways and there are other moments in time when you can access in meditation or go into a trance, or but in this way, like when you go deep inside the body, there are many benefits that happen only through that process. Like, first of all, you anchor all that energy. Secondly, by staying inside of the physical body, you get reconnected not only to the trauma, not only to the experience that you went through, but also to your gifts. And that is the way, that is the beginning for this way of healing. And only afterwards we go and activate the love within, right? As I see love, love is actually the big healer, is the one that does the healing, right? And it's amazing because every single one of us has access internally to this amazing tool and resource, right? So afterwards, we activate this love, and I'm supporting the person or the group to reactivate and ignite that deep connection within, with their own nature, with their own divinity. And afterwards, we go and explore all the blockages that present themselves in this moment in time. Because in different moments of times, there could be other things coming up to the surface. And afterwards, I was explaining earlier the impact that it has on all four bodies, right? Many times we would feel, if we stay in contact with our physical body, and we are going to feel some discomfort. And 70-80% of the time, behind it could be a repressed emotion, something that we didn't express when an event took place, right? And that repressed emotion, that unspoken word, has the power to recreate a pattern, right?
Okay.
Because there was something that we understood during that process, which will be kept in place as soon as emotionally we feel like in the same environment. And I'm going to give you an example. Maybe this would be easier.
Definitely.
Not long ago, I had the honor of guiding a woman that came to see me because she wanted children, right? And for some reason, she lost the pregnancy, and it seemed that it's not working for her. And when we started to go through this process, what happened is that she accessed the memory of what happened to her, I think when she was around 6 or 7, right? Something happened in her family, and she was accused of being a liar, of telling a lie, right? And although that was true, that was her own truth, right?
Yeah.
She felt without support. Her family was not supporting her, and she wanted to leave to her sister, the only one that would have believed her, right? But because the parents, the grown-ups, didn't let her leave in her physical experience when she was 6 years old, internally she detached from one part of herself. She detached from that part that wanted to follow her own guidance, right?
Yeah.
And she described it as seeing herself in a small pot, um, with mud, and she didn't want it to do anything anymore. And when we work and started to process this experience, what we discovered is that her understanding back then was that it's not, it doesn't work to have a dream because someone will come and cut your wings off, right? You cannot fly towards your dream, towards your aspiration, because it's not safe.
Okay.
And psychologically, that happened because of the grown-ups that were supposed to protect her. And of course, no one does it consciously, right? So when we explore and went deeper and harmonized this blockage, uh, even to my surprise, when we took a look in a dictionary, there are dictionaries for subtle causes of disease. She came with a particular disease, and when we looked in the dictionary, it was the same description as she physically perceived it once again, just because she stood in her physical body and felt, right?
Got it.
Now, once this blockage was harmonized and released, she got pregnant immediately after the session or around that time. And yeah, now she's a beautiful mother that waits for her baby to arrive. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so beautiful, the power of, diving deep and the power of love. And, as you were describing, I could just see this bowl of force, this white light force that is so pure and that we all have. But then we have so many layers that are put on top of it, right? Through trauma, through limited beliefs, through society, family, what's not, doubts and fears. And really, as you peel those layers and get to the core of it, anything really is possible, it sounds like, right? You can transmute anything. Yeah. And so basically with your process, you're really helping them unpeel those layers to really know the essence of where the love is within yourself.
Yes, exactly. And once you clear and create that space, your soul, your magic has the power to manifest and come through.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And so I know that you use several techniques, but I would love for the audience to get a taste, actually, and an experience of what it looks like when you really dive deep into clearing all those blockages and diving deep into your own inherent love. So it would be great if you could guide us through it.
Yes, sure. I will be more than happy to. And I feel inspired to share with you a small process that it can be used any day, anytime, especially if you do not know what sort of decision to take. It's important to remember that the physical body has wisdom and has intelligence of its own, right? So it's always a resource to come down to the level of the body and listen to its guidance, listen to its feelings, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, super. So I would just invite you to come back into your body. Take a few deep breaths. Just let go of anything that happened during the day, of the to-do list. It will still be there when we finish. And please do not do this process while you're driving or you're engaged in any sort of activity that requires your full attention. And just allow yourself to feel your physical body. You might find it easier to simply touch your body, starting from the head. Just feel your head, then come down towards your face. You can do it with your attention, or you can actually place your hands there if it's necessary. Just simply scan your body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And just observe the physical sensations in your body. If there is any pain or ache or pressure. And now this is important. Don't judge it. Simply observe it. Allow its space to be there. Just allow yourself to shake a bit from the day if you have to. Now bring your attention on your heart space, on your chest. Once again, you can place a hand there if you need to. That will focus the energy there. And now let's try something. Just bring to your attention something that you love. Let's start with a fruit that you love. And we are going to do this affirmation out loud. We are just going to observe what happens in the body when we do that. Yeah? I'm going to say, I love raspberries. I love raspberries. I love raspberries. Just do your affirmation a few times and observe what happens to the body. I love raspberries. I almost feel them in my mouth. My throat opens. My heart opens. Feel really calm inside of myself. Just observe how it presents to you something that is true for you. Be aware, identify the physical reactions. Just say it once more. I love raspberries. I love raspberries. Great. Now let's try with another true affirmation. Find a color that you love, or a flavor, or a scent, or a flower. I love jasmine. Just make that statement clear and just observe what happens in your body. I love jasmine. I love jasmine. I love jasmine. Now, remember what you identify in your physical body. And now let's move to something that is not true for you. Just pick something that you don't like, or maybe you're allergic to, and let's make that statement as if it would be true. Like for me, would be seafood. I'm allergic to seafood. I'm just going to state that I love seafood. Seafood is delicious. Seafood makes me feel good. I digest seafood immediately. Just observe what reactions are in your body. If there is any resistance, if you feel like closing down, or if it's any different than the sensations you had when the true was really aligned, what you feel and perceive. Now let's take another example. Just shake it a bit, shake it off. Let's find another example that is not true for you. Like for me would be, I love instant coffee. I love instant coffee. Instant coffee is delicious. It's my favorite. Just observe what happens in your body. I perceive it as my throat is closing down. At the other example, I felt a small contraction in my chest. Okay. And when you're ready, just shake it off and come back here now, totally present in your body. And let's see, how was it?
It's very interesting, actually. When I did, when you asked the first one, what I love, grapes came through right away. I could see the white and purple grapes. I'm very visual. So it was, I could feel the grapes, the texture in my mouth. I could taste the sweetness of it and the juices just going down my throat. So it was it's very beautiful, actually, in that way to taste them, really. And then the vein was purple. You see colors, so purple came through. And when I thought about purple, I felt this energy. I felt my chest opening up and this energy coming through. It was very powerful, actually. Then when you mentioned what you don't like, I said what came through was walnuts. I don't like walnuts. But when I changed it to I love walnuts, actually, I was expecting a contraction, but actually open up. It gave me an opening to the possibility of liking walnuts, and I can really choose to like them or not. And then the last one was cinnamon. I don't like cinnamon. I did feel a little bit of contraction in my throat, actually, but it was not as strong as I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. So that was my experience. So very interesting. Thank you for this process.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a very useful tool.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can use it if you want to make a decision or in day-to-day life. What I would encourage is to work with the body and start to live fully in the body as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
To perceive the sensations that are there and to work with this tool, with this process until you get a clear yes and a clear no, because the differences might be subtle, right?
Yeah.
But they are still there. Once you start to work with it, it's like going to the gym. The body will want to tell you more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going to show you more and give more reactions if you listen to it.
Yeah. No, and it's so true too, because I know I do a lot of work as well where I tune in my body. And for example, if I can see food and know right away if my stomach is going to digest it well or not. Just the smell and but just seeing it, I know right away. And sometimes I test myself, like, oh, I know it's okay, I can eat it, and right away, nope, doesn't work. And your body has so much wisdom, and it knows. It knows. It really is our compass. So it's great to have those tools that allow us to be more in tune with it and help us make a decision for everything, really.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. And so I know also you have another process, which is a meditation as well. So if you can tell the audience a little bit about what the meditation is about, and then we get into a process.
Yes, sure. I would love to. So we will start exactly as we did in the previous process, like coming down to the level of the body, just to be in touch with our body, to live in the temple that was given to us, right? And afterwards, we are going to move deeper on the level of the heart and simply tap into any feelings that might be there at this moment, anything that would like to present itself, right? So this is just a gentle, small process that everyone can use. We won't go super deep into trauma and stuff like that today.
Definitely.
but it's something that you can use in the house to just allow yourself to start processing the information that comes from the emotional body, because many times emotion is misunderstood. Emotion is not good or bad, it's simply an indicator. It's a messenger that wants to tell us something, right? And if we listen to it, it's going to release its message and leave us alone, right? And move further in emotion, right?
Motion, energy, emotion. That's also another way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're ready,
Yep. Let's do it.
come back to the level of the body once again. I would kindly ask you to close your eyes if you haven't done it. And start once again to feel your physical body. Just observe how your head feels today. How does your face feel today? Relax your jaw if it's contracted or tense. And come down with your attention as if you would caress your body with your attention. Come towards the throat, your shoulders. Just observe, how do your shoulders feel today? Come down with the attention on your arms, towards your hands and the palms of your hands, your fingers. And just allow yourself to feel your fingers and your arms, from the shoulders to the tip of your fingers. Now gently retract your attention towards your chest and feel your chest. Observe anything that comes up there. Now this is the trick. Don't judge, don't label, don't try to understand what you're feeling. Just allow the feeling to be there. Create space for it to be. And just observe it at this stage. And come down towards your belly. And feel your belly. Your hips. And come down on the length of your legs. And just allow yourself to feel your legs. Until down at the soles of your feet. And take a few deep conscious breaths, bringing your attention more and more inside your physical body. With every breath, you claim back any part of your body that is ready to be integrated now or fully lived. And bring your attention on your heart space and carry on with the same breath, the same intention. And now just allow space for any emotion or feeling to come in this space. A space of non-judgment, of acceptance, of love. And just observe the sensations that might be there. If there is anything, a pressure or a pain somewhere in any part of the body, just direct this energy, this breath towards it. Just look at it as an observer. Allow it to deliver its message if it has one for you right now. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. You might even talk with it, with this part of your body that is in pain or presents any sort of challenge, as if you would talk with a small child, an injured child. Just embrace it. See what's going on with it. What creates stress in this area? And remember that your breath is the breath of God, is the breath of divinity. Breathing, as many other processes in our physical body, they just happen. We don't control them. And this is a proof, just like the heartbeat, that a higher power loves you and wants you here today. You woke up today. And this is a proof of love. This is a proof of your calling and your mission here on the earth. You might just allow that love to be directed towards that part of yourself that felt rejected or went through some troubles. And just embrace it in this love. Take a few deep breaths and allow it to come back home where it belongs. And gently, slowly expand your awareness of your physical body. Just feel your physical body. You might stretch if you need to. Massage your earlobes if the experience was profound or deep for you. And when you're ready, open your eyes and remember that the breath and the love, it's available for you at any time. So you can use it no matter what you're going through.
Hmm. Thank you. It gave me actually a lot of stillness. That was not too still, but it gave me a lot of stillness, just being really present and deep. It's beautiful, deep process, actually.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Um, and so, like you mentioned, this is a process that someone can do on a daily basis to really tune in with themselves, tune in with their love, the love that is inside of them, inside of all of us inherently. And so I would like to also for the audience to hear a bit more about what you offer in terms of how you work with clients, again connecting with a deep love. And I know you're at a company. Your company is Sprots of Light, which is a beautiful name. So if you can just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, sure. I would love to. So, yes, my company is called Sparks of Light, and that's its mission to share this light and to support sprouting of light everywhere around. And I do offer group work as well as individual sessions, private sessions. Now it depends, first of all, on the resonance. It's really important that there is a resonance between the practitioner, no matter what is doing, and the person that would like to embark in this journey, right?
Definitely.
You would not take a medicine that doesn't resonate for you, or is not um, it doesn't support you with your need. So when it comes to going into a longer journey, like for example, if we talk about pregnancy or fertility aspects, sometimes there are women and couples that decide to go for a complete journey. And for this, it's important for us to meet before that and to see, first of all, to meet each other and see where we are, how we resonate, what have they tried already, what if there are any, medical conditions. And then once I get clear where they are in their journey, and they get clear what I'm doing, and how I could support them, find the middle way of how I could best serve the person in front of me. I don't know if I answer your question.
No, totally. And you brought up a really good point, because as we are all on the journey of discovering ourselves and healing, we will have many teachers and many people coming into our lives, but really it's looking at who do we resonate with, could we put that trust in, and who can help us on that journey, but also push us, right, to be and become the best version of ourselves. And so resonance is really important to do that first step of, do I resonate with that person, and do I resonate with medicine that is being brought up, because not all medicine is made for us, like you mentioned. I think it's a really good point to mention, because not all medicine is made for us, and not all teachers and coaches out there are made for us, but they come to you. And that's what I find out even with my clients. People come to me, I always understand why they've been sent my way, because there's definitely a level of resonance there. So it's a really good point.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I think it's an important part, right?
Definitely.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually mean that a medicine or a practitioner is good or bad, right? It simply means that at this moment in time, maybe it doesn't resonate to my need, to what I need the most right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So that's simply just a redirection. The universe just would like to offer and deliver in the best way. So I'm sure there is everyone. If you ask for help, the divinity will always guide you through to receive exactly what you need.
Exactly. And one teaching that I've learned is, as a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And it's definitely true. And it's really pay attention to who comes into your field and why, and what is the person here to teach you and help you with whatever you're going through.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Any last words that you have for the audience, Andreea?
Well, yes, and if there is someone that feels this resonance, I'm more than happy to connect with them, and see how we can explore this. There is a master class being brewed in the alchemical kitchen, let's call it this way. And of course, there are live workshops. There will be one in Romania in June, and probably in Ireland as well. So, yeah, if that resonates, or if there is someone that feels the calling, the invitation is open.
Fantastic. And I know a lot of healing happens in Ireland. So it's such a beautiful healing place as well. So thank you so much. And thank you for your wisdom that you shared with us today, and the beautiful practice, and many blessings.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. And may this practice help and serve everyone for their highest good in divine alignment. And may your conscious conversations, Leora, just flourish and reach all those people that are looking for that.
Thank you so
thank
much.
You.
Thank you.